day to the girls in green, to our staff, to our parents, and all our supporters and friends out there. This is the final assembly of the DSG for 2020. Can you believe it? Can you believe that we are here now and that we are okay and that we are doing it in this way? I think if we had to be told in March that assembly would look like this in the end of the year, we probably wouldn't have believed it. And we've come through a huge learning curve this year where we've learned a lot of new tricks and new ways of doing things, and I think the silver lining still remains that our mold had been broken and we maybe needed that, and we have now got a can-do mentality, and we know that we can do things very differently going forward, and I hope that that's the takeaway from COVID-19, that and really having learnt what empathy and compassion and care for one another really looks like. I'm very, very thankful that we have reached this term in this way. For most of this term, all our children were at school. They were all in class. They were able to do their sport and their cultural activities, and we even were able to do our full usual outdoor education program. And that is not something that we can take for granted. It took a huge team effort, lots of planning, and lots of grace and blessings from God to be able to do that. The last 2 weeks or so have been particularly turbulent since we've seen the upswing of cases here in our area and in the country, in the world actually. And we had to navigate through all of that to get to the end of the year. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's pulled together and trusted each other so that we could make it to this point. We now, as I sit here, have probably about 60 or 70 girls writing in different places all over the school, over town, at the monastery, in the San, some at home. But we are going to finish these exams. Today is the final day of the matric exams. I'm recording this on Wednesday morning, although the assembly will be on Thursday afternoon. And this is where we are now. I've had a very interesting few experiences in the last week or so of what is going on in the school, and I'm going to share a few video clips with you just to show you a little bit about that. One of my very special experiences last week was to share some time with the grade 10s on the journey. I was with every group and we did different things. We hiked and we cycled and we even ran together and had lots of fun, and it was so wonderful to see our grade 10s out there with the St Andrews boys and staff and just enjoying nature, learning a lot, fuss baiting and doing their best, and really a very encouraging and quite an impressive exercise that we are doing there. The grade 10s are coming back within the next 24 hours, having finished probably about 400 kilometers of journey and over a 21-day period. So that's very special. I know that the grade 8s have been very excited when they moved over to their houses for next year, and that also happened in the last week. Not unplanned, because we had to do that as part of our response to this COVID situation, but the grade 8s were very, very happy because they were quite keen to get into their houses just to get it tasted. The matrics, as I said, are basically done with the exams, and the grade 11s are also in the thick of it because this is obviously their first high stakes exam that they are writing. So to those two groups, we wish them all the very best for the results that will come from this. The grade 9s are the ones who had the biggest fight with COVID. So as a group, they have been split up into quarantine sites because we've had 1 or 2 positive cases. And although that was very disruptive, it actually went well, and all of them are writing exams in the different venues. The junior school closed 1 week early, and that gave the overborder pupils a chance to be quarantined before they fly, and so that they can fly, if they have to fly, with a negative COVID test. We also quarantined all the overborder pupils in other grades, and of course the ones on the journey are quarantined by default. So far so good. Everybody has started doing their tests so that they are able to travel. The junior school had their final prize giving and their grade 7 dinner last week, and it was just beautiful to enjoy those events with them. And I'm going to also share some of the clips that I took at those 2 events. So I don't want to carry on for too long, just to say again, thank you everyone, thank you very much to every individual who participated this year to make this year work. Whether you were a grade 4 girl who just did your very best out there in your class or at home during this year, a matric girl who really pulled out the stops to finish well, to the staff who did such an amazing job this year handling our situation and making sure that our girls feel safe and guided, and to the leadership of the school, to the grant staff, to so many people and teams who have pulled together to make DSG operate at its optimum this year. And also to the council. I spent many hours, I almost want to say hundreds of hours with the council this year, planning, strategizing, thinking ahead, trying to anticipate what's coming for us. And they have steered us in the most remarkable way, investing so many hours of their time and their expertise, and I really think we are very fortunate to have such a diverse group of very dedicated and competent people to help us. So here we are, wishing you all a blessed Christmas, and hope that we can all reconvene in the new year and do it in the way we want to do it, on our terms. But in the meantime, please stay safe, look after yourselves, and spend time reflecting, spend time reading, being quiet, and spend time building relationships and strengthening your bonds with the people around you that you love. And we will see each other in 2021.